Hi everyone, welcome to episode 35 of the WhotKnot podcast. My name is Kathy and this is
Susan. Oh, it's like one of those shows.
Yeah. This is a podcast all about arty, crafty things that I'm getting up to, and as you can see today, Susan is joining us. We've got a very windy day out here today and it's a bit chilly, and we've both got our winter woolies on.
No, it's my new Lovenote. This is what I'm wearing.
Beautiful. It's beautiful.
I know. I can't believe I finished it. Did the knit along, didn't load it at the end, but finished it.
That's the main thing, and it looks amazing.
Went with a
And I have to say, you don't
contrast.
see too many with the contrast section at the top there.
It's not mine, it's my sister's. It's going off to Tassie after this.
Oh, okay.
I thought I'd wear it.
Yeah. So,
What are you wearing?
I am wearing my Enchantee by Emilie Lewis, and I've knit this out of Bendigo wool mills, and it is their 8-ply tweed held together with willow and lark plume in, I can't remember what colour it was, but it's mohair.
Mohair.
And here's Buddy. Buddy's come to say hello too. Unfortunately, we've had a bit of a traumatic week this week because my husband had an accident, but the good news about it is that he is having a lie down and he's got the dogs with him, so hopefully there won't be too much barking. But
It just jinxed us.
yeah. But Buddy never leaves my side, so Buddy's sticking here. Aren't you, Maine? For the time being.
It's like I will tolerate her over there.
Yeah.
Who is this strange person? Eh?
So, yeah. What's exciting in your world, Susan?
It's exciting. A lot.
You've been busy dyeing,
I have been busy dyeing. My back is killing me.
and I saw, and
Because I've been doing advents.
yes,
Lots and lots of advents. So I've been a bit quiet on Instagram because I've got nothing to show really.
yeah,
Well, not really quiet on Instagram. Quiet on Instagram on my old account because Instagram in their
Infinite
wisdom thought I was a scammer and shut me down.
So, if you are watching the podcast and you don't follow Susan, go and check out Susan's new podcast.
Mhm.
I will put her
Instagram
account. Sorry, yep.
Don't do podcasts.
I'll put her Instagram on the screen here, but I will also link it in the show notes. So go on over and follow Susan if you want to keep an eye out for some beautifully dyed yarn.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That'd be great because I went from close on 1,500 followers, which is not huge for Instagram, but was huge for me.
Yeah.
Down to nothing and having to
Yeah.
start all over again.
Bit disappointing.
Yeah. Twofold. All my people that I follow, that's a work in progress, finding them all again as well.
Mm.
But followers as well.
No,
And having to
good.
load all your images all over again.
Mm.
I feel like, this has been done, so
Yeah.
6 months ago, but you want your images up on your new account as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, work in progress.
Yes, Instagram sucks though, I've decided. They'll probably shut me down again for saying that. They shut me down afterwards because I was commenting on people that I usually comment on, and apparently I was doing too much commenting and they thought I was spamming people.
They
so
got
I
you
shut
in
down
the
for
gun.
4 days of no commenting, no posting, and I'm like, my God, I must be on an alert.
Watch out for that, Susan.
Watch out for her.
Yeah. So go and check out Susan's Instagram.
Yeah.
But Mill has been up visiting this week, and we took a little bit of footage, which I will put in later on in this episode. But as I said, my husband had an accident. I just want to let you guys all know, anybody that's reached out to me on Instagram, thank you. He will be okay. He's in a bit rough shape at the moment, but hopefully he will come good. He will come good. The truck, however, right off. So there's that. But thanks to everybody that did comment, and also thank you to everybody that left me messages about my pan sweater that I had on, my pan tee that I had on last week, about the neckline. So many suggestions about how to correct that problem, but the one that I think that I'm probably going to go with is a little bit of elastic around the neckline, and I'll see if that fixes it. If that does fix it, I'll leave well alone. If it doesn't, I will try some of the other more technically challenging suggestions where you have to rip back and re-knit and all that sort of thing.
Yeah.
But I'm going to try the elastic, so thanks to everybody for those suggestions. Alright, so let's do some finished objects, Susan. We have got piles of stuff here.
I don't know. I've been doing very little crafting. I've been stressing about all sorts of other things. But very little crafting. I've got a couple of socks. That's about it.
No, that's all. It's all.
Seeing as you don't knit socks, do you want to go first? Because you've got more finished objects.
So let's start at the top. I have made a scrapbook bag. I showed you guys on the last podcast that I had tried out my little hexie shapes, and I'd made the little star. So I put together a bag. So finished that.
Do you want me to hold it up?
Yeah.
I'll hold it up for you.
Over towards that spot. Maybe up a little bit more.
Oh, sorry, I can't see. Yep.
Oh, hang on.
Oh, there we go.
There we go.
That works.
I'll put the strap over. There we go. So there's the bag. And I was trying to make it look sort of scrapbookish. So as if you've done like a little scrapbook. So Susan gave me a few bits and pieces and I've stuck them on, and some buttons and some lace and all sorts of things. And I've put that on the back. There we go. Also tested out my new embroidery thing, so I've written knit all day on that. And I've put a little pocket inside with a little key fob there too as well.
Oh, hang on.
With the...
Yep, sorry.
Yep, we're doing good. Little flower there on the key fob. Pocket inside. And my plan with this bag is that I'm almost up to 2,000 subscribers on my Instagram.
Yay!
I know.
Come over and follow me.
Yes, go and follow Susan and spread the love. But this is going to be a giveaway on my Instagram when I hit 2,000 subscribers.
It's beautiful.
And I'll probably put some yarn with it as well.
I can see very much WhotKnot yarn colours, so yes,
yeah,
it'll be
amazing.
Beautiful.
I'm always drawn to the same colours.
Yep.
You could have every colour under the sun, and if you go to pick anything random out, you always pick the same colours.
Yep,
so,
I'm the same.
Yeah.
When I don't know anyone who does follow me, my husband put shelves up for my dyes this week, and I put all my dyes up in colour coordination, and I noticed that I have all the same tones but just a variation of shades, and I was like, I really need to go out of my comfort zone.
Sort that out, Susan.
Yeah, sort that out.
All right, now what have you got there, Susan?
All right, finished items. I've got some socks. I had one pair, I'll show you my first pair of socks I ever knit. I brought them along.
Oh.
I wanted to show my progress. So, I don't know if you can see those. Is that right? Can you see it? So these were done in some of my first yarns that I ever dyed. It was like a Regia base that I got from Knit Picks. Nothing spectacular, quite sturdy. Just a vanilla sock. But as you can see, there's some laddering up it. The stitching tension in the back and the front is different, and everything is delightful. However, the reason I brought them along is A, come a long way in sock knitting, but also B,
I think these look good. I don't know.
Oh no, they're not great. This yarn is one of the yarns that I've just restocked in the shop, which is a very similar colour. The only difference is there's a few more speckles. So that's part of the gelato range. So you can actually see it knit up.
So is that the same colour? Because this actually looks a little bit more pinky.
No, it's slightly different. This one's called Peaches and Cream, but also that was a lot creamier yarn base, so it changed the colour. Same dye, same ratios.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And this one's got speckles.
Nice.
So yeah, but
was that from the Beatrix Poddar collection?
Nope, this one's Gelato Shop.
Oh, the gelato.
Yeah, this one's Peaches and Cream.
Yep.
From Gelato Shop. So, but yeah, they knit up beautifully.
Yeah, they look nice with the cream contrast in the heel too.
I always do cream contrast in my heel and toes.
Do you?
Yes,
it's your signature.
No, it's practicality. you spend so much time knitting on socks.
Yeah.
And that's where they wear out.
Yeah.
And it's mostly my daughter and my husband that wear the socks. And so I figure I can cut out
the heel,
the cream and just reknit it. And I actually repaired a pair of my daughter's socks the other day that she had knit.
Yeah.
That had a little hole. And I was like, easy fix.
Yeah.
So yeah, so that's those.
Very nice.
Vanilla socks.
All right, well, my next finish object is my jumper for Ralph. So that's all done. He's ready and raring. He was eyeing it off. He's ready to have a new jumper.
Nice.
So this pattern is called the Harness Friendly Dog Sweater by Jacqueline Seaslack. And it's got 2 little leg holes in it. Where's the other one? 2 little leg holes. So his head comes out this end and his feet, and that sits across his back there. And I use my leftover yarn from my Lovenote for that.
Do you match when you go out?
Yeah.
It's so cute. You need to do like a beanie.
Mummy and
do
doggy.
like a beanie or something in the yellow.
Yeah.
You could super match.
But I think that's a really pretty colour, that blue. It looks really nice with the ripples of colour through it. I obviously didn't helical knit that, just knit it.
But it's good. It's a good, like, you can't tell.
No.
It's a small enough project that it's not pulled or anything. So.
But I thought I might knit him a grey one next and do a rainbow colour neckband.
Did you dye the yarn?
No, this is Bloomsbury DK by the Yarn Collective in Surf, in the colour Surf.
It's really nice. My sister was commenting on that one. She really liked it.
Yeah, a lot of people asked me about the colour of it.
She's like, oh, next jumper. I went, you can buy the yarn.
It's almost like a more of an electric blue.
Yeah, it's lovely.
Yeah. So that's done. Ralphie's jumper is done. You want me to do another one, or you're right?
Oh no, I can go again.
Got another one?
Yep. This is another pair of socks. Shocker. It's all socks.
You're a sock knitter though. That's
I do like socks, and I do like
Yeah.
sleeves. I like knitting sleeves. I don't know.
You're
I think
crazy.
I do. I enjoy.
I feel
them.
like sometimes when you're knitting the sleeve, it takes me longer to knit the sleeve than it's taking me to knit the whole jumper.
I find them very relaxing. Yeah, so these ones have got a little bit of... These are actually... My mum found this book. I'll show you. She found this book at an op shop. And it's folk socks. And it's different socks from all around the world. And the socks that I knit out of it, like it's old school. Like the pictures are black and white. It's a really... It's not a new book by any means. But the ones of course I didn't put a marker in. The ones that I knit out of the book were I'm pretty sure, Shetland socks. And it's just a little bit of colour work and a thought for a bit of challenge. Do you know I'm not going to be able... Oh, there they are. Welsh country socks. So they're those ones there. Oh, wrong way.
There we go.
Yeah.
I'll put it right up close there.
Oh, sorry.
That's all right. There we go.
Yeah.
They look good.
Yeah. So that's how they ended up. Mine right, yep. But the colour work just gives them a little bit of interest. And I'll show you this too, because I've learnt since. You can see the laddering here in the 1x1 rib. This is top knit, top down. So a little tip that I picked up was, instead of, when you've got them on your circular doing magic loop on your circular needles, instead of just starting at the same point every time, slip 2 stitches at the end of the row and then start your next needle and then slip. It actually moves the needles round of the join, but it eliminates that ladder. So
that's a good tip.
Yeah.
Good tip.
It is. And then I just readjust when I've got enough of the cuff done. I just readjust the needles back to where I want them.
You do a nice deep cuff too,
I try to.
Yeah. Just for anybody that's interested, a bit of a close-up look on the cover of that.
Yeah, I don't know if you can buy it anymore, but every now and then I find, these off-shop buys. That was, my mum found that for me. What do they call, thrift shop buys. But there's some great socks in there, and the heel on this is really different too. It's a square heel. I've never done a square heel before, but the bottom of the heel, instead of being tapered, is just perfectly square, which is very different as well for a heel turn and gusset. Well, there's no gusset on it, basically. It's just a...
How do you find that fits?
Really, really well, actually, yeah, because it's quite deep. Like this, if you can see, it's quite deep. But yeah, so that's a good heel. It's not the prettiest, not the prettiest, but it fits
when
well.
it's on your foot.
Yeah.
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 Very
so
nice.
They're the other ones that I finished.
Where do you get your sock blockers from?
I don't know. I can't remember.
Don't ask hard questions.
Don't ask hard questions. I think I just googled sock blockers and
got them off the
internet somewhere. I didn't pay attention at the time. They were just reasonable. I think they cost me $5 each. So I thought, well, that's all right.
Yep.
But I am getting some made for my shop.
Oh, okay.
Which will be cut out by an Australian laser printing company. Someone that I used to know from my scrapbooking days. She's still working on the prototypes because the maths on the template I sent her doesn't work for the machine for some reason. So we're just fiddling with the dimensions to make sure they're right.
I'll link Susan's website in the show notes as well.
And there'll be both wood and acrylic.
And do you have a subscription so when they arrive people would be notified?
Like an add to wish list?
Yeah.
No, I don't think the website domain that I'm using, the platform doesn't allow for that. But if you sign up for the newsletter or subscribe to the newsletter on my website, whenever there's something new, I do send that out.
Oh, well.
You don't get spammed.
Well, go and sign up for the newsletter.
One a month if you're lucky, because I'm busy.
Actually, that's the other thing I wanted to say that I was sorry about, is that I noticed that I have got ads on my podcast now. And I have not asked for that. YouTube have, in their infinite wisdom, decided that they will put ads on my podcast. So I'm really sorry about that. And that is not my choice. No. I was not going to monetize my podcast at all.
I've heard that from a few different people who podcasted say
really annoying
across
actually.
The board now.
Yeah. So sorry guys, but that's not my doing and not my choice. But
But leave them running while you make your cup of tea so she has a little bit of coin.
Well, I don't even know how that all works. But
there must be a way. Anyway, those socks were in Xander, which is from the Vampire Slayer. And that's how it cakes up, excuse me.
Nice.
Yeah, it's quite nice.
Yeah. Very nice.
Even if I do say so myself.
Yes. But he's decided to go to sleep here. Now, the next big thing that I've got is I finished my Sonetto, and that is a garment by Yamagara Knits. And as I said, I believe she is a Japanese lady, and I have used fibre tails, can't remember.
Was it Hippie Fibres?
Hippie Fibres yarns. So beautiful. This is in the bamboo.
It is
and
stunning.
That is the, having a peek around the side, that is the finished garment there, all done. I've put a tag in it. It's so beautiful. I love it so much. The detail on the neckline is what really makes this garment. There we go, you can see that there. And when I finished the sleeves were not supposed to have the detail on them as well, but I thought, well, I'm here now, I've got all, there it is. So I've put it on the cuffs as well, and I just did a regular cast off, but yep, that's all finished, and I'm really happy with it. And you feel that's so soft.
Beautiful. It is really drapey.
Yeah,
that pattern is gorgeous though. Those bobbles are just beautiful. Yeah. They're wraps, aren't they?
It's a wrap, yeah.
Bobbles. Beautiful.
So I'll wear that on the next podcast so you can see what it looks like on.
Did you helical knit that one?
Yes, I did, and I helical knit even the sleeves on this, just to be on the safe side, and I think that you'll agree that's well dispersed. The colours.
Yeah, they look great.
Actually, the colours on the monitor look a bit more grey. In real life, there's a lot of yellow and
golden tones.
Yeah, almost like a blush pinky colour and things like that in it. But yeah, very nice.
How many skeins?
I bought 3 skeins and that's what I've got left. I don't know how much that weighs. Blurry.
Oh, hang on. Okay.
So that's how much I've got left. And I think you can see the colours a bit better there too on that. So there's not much left. Very small amount. Didn't weigh it, but that's done.
It's beautiful.
So
it'll be nice for here too because it's got the bamboo. It won't be as hot.
yeah, I think it'll be a good weight. So that's that one.
Finished objects still, yeah?
Yeah.
I have been doing some little bears.
Oh.
These are actually on my website for sale. They're quite tiny. I don't know if you can see. That's not going to focus on me, is it?
Hello.
There we
Hello
go.
everybody.
And there's a pink version of him.
Oh, he's so cute.
And then
Susan.
I
Look
also
at his little
did
face. How much are you selling those for?
Rabbit version. I don't know. I can't remember.
Can I have a look at the rabbit version?
Yeah. And I just basically just crochet while I'm dyeing. You pick it up and do a few rounds
The white's
while I'm
blowing
waiting for
out a
stuff
bit.
to set.
I'll put him
Does that
on.
want to work? And these ones have got little camera the wrong way. Jointed legs with buttons on them so they can sit or stand. They don't stand
So
independently,
cute.
but yeah. So just
Look at his
doing a
little
few
tail.
of those.
Got a little bunny tail.
I don't know if that works.
The white's a bit glary for the
Yeah,
camera.
probably.
Yeah.
But I enjoy
they're
amigurumi.
adorable.
They're it's a bit rough on the hands, but because it's so tight, and these are all cotton, all done in a cotton.
Yeah.
That's how I started off on crafting. Was just doing little amigurumis that my husband would take to work and give to children on the ward.
At the hospital.
Yeah, who were visiting, you know, like grandparents or whatever, and if the kids were upset, he'd whip to his locker and grab a bear.
Oh, nice.
Keep them occupied.
Real nice.
I've got a really itchy nose. I think it's mohair.
Yeah, it could.
Sorry,
Could
I
be.
keep touching my nose and I'm very aware of it.
All right. I've got one more finished object.
Prolific.
No, actually, I've got 2. Okay, now my next finished object is, I was telling you guys that I'm doing the sew along.
Yep.
And this is with Molly and Mama on Instagram. And that's a bit of a light picture, but you can see it's a Christmas stocking. It's called the Night Before Christmas Stocking. And it's the paper patchwork piecing. And it's been a bit of a struggle for me to keep up with this, but I have. And I have finished my stocking. So the last week is the week where you make the little bear, the little bunny, or a little mouse that sits in the pocket. So I haven't made that yet, but this will be finished next week. But this is my stocking. It's a bit big to fit in the screen there. Yep, so I've got that all done, all the paper patchwork piecing. I've done a little bit of extra decorative work on the pocket there with one of the ceramic buttons that my sister gave me last year. And I didn't do the patchwork on the back, but I did do a little bit of embellishment there. Used one of I think you gave me that stamp, Susan.
Oh, possibly.
Yep. We offload our craft stuff to each other.
Yeah, it's a way.
And
someone will use it, won't they?
it's all fully lined inside. And that was some more of that trim. That was in that trim.
Oh, nice.
Yep. So
Did you hand sew those hexagons?
yes, I did. And what I
Wow.
can tell you is I think I've managed to make the decision that paper piecing is not for me.
I think a lot of people think that.
It took forever. I thought I could do it again. I could actually sew it on the machine.
I think getting your points nice and
Perfect.
sharp on a machine is a little bit trickier.
I mean, there's only one spot there where I think my stitching, I think, got a little bit loose.
Let me have an examine.
Yeah, you have an examine. But so what this is it's a sew along that we've been doing for 4 weeks. So the first week you got all your hexies and everything prepared. The second week you sewed all your hexies together into a panel ready for the to put it together, and then this week just gone by was to put the stocking together. So it's all together now, and the last week of the Advent knit, the Advent sew along is the little mouse. There's a little mouse that sits in that pocket made from felt, and I will be working on that this week. So I'll be able to show you that on the next fortnight. But yeah, have a look at Molly Makes on Instagram, and there's a hashtag with everybody's stockings that they've been making.
Beautiful colours.
Yeah, that was a kit that I bought, and I was going to show you. I actually made another pocket because I'm into this scrappy sewing at the moment in a big way, and I made this pocket to go on it. But I decided at the last minute that it was a bit... My face is in the way. A bit too busy. I don't know, I just thought it was a bit much if I'd used that. It's kind of got lost in the mix. So I remade it and just made a plain pocket, but I think I'll use that inside a bag or something at some point.
I like the plain pocket.
Yeah, I liked the plain pocket better in the end. But I did buy another pack of the hexies. I bought these hexies. I wasn't quite sure which ones to go with, so that was my secondary choice that I'd made. And I decided to go with the ones that I've obviously used, but that's got all the different pastel florals on the back. That's blowing out a little bit, but you get the idea. And yeah.
So are they pre-cut?
No,
no,
I cut these.
Yeah,
I cut them all out myself. So yeah, it was a big job. It was a big job. But I'm really happy with the end result. I did snip around the corners to get the nice, and snipped through the thread. When I turned it inside out, had a bit of a blowout in a couple of spots. So I had to sew them by hand, but yeah, it's all right. All worked out in the end. And this is the little, I've got the pattern pieces there ready for the little mouse that's going to go in the pocket. Yeah, so that was a bit of fun.
It's for you?
I don't know.
That could be your crafting supply presents from Santa.
Oh,
stocking.
yeah.
You know, like you have 2.
I don't know if it would be big enough, Susan.
You have one for your, you know, your special sparklies and lilies, and one for crafting stuff.
Yeah. But I have been making these snippet rolls. I watched a lady I was actually doing, when I was making the bag, to get some ideas, I was watching a few podcasts of people that do that sort of more scrap sewing. And what did I do with my glasses? Lost them. Lucky I've got a spare pair. I've always got a spare pair.
That's why mine stay here.
And the podcast that I was watching was called Roxy Creations. And she had some really good stuff on her podcast if you're into sort of sewing, scrappy sorts of bits and pieces. But she did these snippet rolls, which I'd never heard of. And I thought, yeah, I'm going to have a go at that. And basically, anything goes. And you just sew whatever you've got onto your snippet roll. You can trim them if you want them to be neat. But what people use these for is in the junk journaling, on the pages in junk journaling. You can cut a piece off and fold it over and have it sticking out of your junk journal as a little tab. I was actually thinking, because you can actually sew paper and
so like
all
mixed
sorts
media.
I used mainly fabric because I thought I could trim them down and use them and sew them on bags as like just a feature sort of scrappy panel on a plain bag.
It's very shabby chic, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. And I mean, I've gone for colours scrap colours that I just had, but if you liked the bolder colours,
the Kathy palette.
Yes. If you were going to make these, yours would be a lot more vibrant than mine. So yeah, you just sew whatever takes your fancy on. And she's got a really good tutorial on how to do these, although it's pretty intuitive, and how to layer them and to get a good effect. I haven't sewn any buttons on these, but you could also sew some buttons or some
little charms.
Yeah, charms. Yep. Yeah. Some little stitch markers. Things like that.
Do you know what it would be great for?
What? Headband?
Well, yes, it would look lovely as a headband. But you know the people who collect the enamel pins and stuff?
Yeah.
That'd be good for that.
Yeah,
you know where to put things.
Yeah, because you could get a piece of dowel and you could sort of sew it on in a loop like that, and then put your enamel pins down it. Because I put a picture of these on Instagram and somebody said, yeah, they're really nice. What do you do with them now? I was
straps for handbags?
I have to think about that.
Bag straps?
Bag straps.
They look great. They work well as bag straps.
Choker. Okay, maybe not choker.
Maybe not choker.
Yeah.
Silly now, isn't she?
Yeah. But there's lots of uses that you could do, and not just. I am going to have a go at the journaling. Scrapbook journaling.
Junk journaling.
Junk journaling. Yep.
I've never heard of that one.
So I thought I might use them in those as well. But I went crazy and I made quite a few, and I really could have made quite a few more because they're quite addictive to make. But yep. So that was a bit of fun. You got something else there, Susan?
I've got nothing else finished.
Nothing else?
Only got a couple of work in progresses and some future.
Let me just check my notes.
Another pattern type, you know. Couldn't help myself and went add to cart.
Well, the only other finished thing I've got is last podcast I filmed a segment on my Etsy seller, and I don't know what happened to it. It went missing, and so I never got to show it to you. But I did make it. So I bought a kit from an Etsy seller, and her name is Delis Gift Diary, and she's on Etsy, and her name is Emilie, and she's got 22 sales. And I bought a kit to make a natural air freshener, and I paid $14.50 for the kit, which was extremely well put together. Everything was individually packed. Everything had little messages and notes on it.
Sweet.
Yeah, she'd gone to a lot of trouble with it. And so I put the kit together, and this was what I ended up with.
Oh, you've got that on your reels.
Yes, yeah.
On Instagram.
Yeah.
If you want to see it made.
Yeah, if you want to see this being put together in 1 minute.
Be like, come on.
Yeah.
Crack a few more out.
I will say it did not take that long. I mean, it's a bit of... I mean, you crack open the hot glue gun, and
I love hot glue gun. Love a hot glue gun.
Who doesn't love a hot glue gun? And it was pretty quick and easy to put together, and fresh too. You can tell by the colour of the cinnamon sticks how orange they are. You smell how nice that is.
Oh yeah, that's beautiful.
Yeah, it's got a really strong scent to it. It's not like they're like...
I'll be honest, when I watched your reel, I honestly thought that the leaves were not real.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I thought they were imitation.
No, it's real.
I could tell that the gypsophila and everything was real, but I thought the leaves were imitation.
Yeah, no, real leaves. I put a couple of extra things. There's a bit of lace that didn't come in the kit. I've also put a couple of little embellishments on that. They did not come in the kit. So...
Oh, let's try again. Sorry.
Yeah, there we go. So, yeah, that was a bit of fun. And, as I say, came together quite quickly. On the back looks a bit messy. You can see my glue, but...
No one's looking at the back when it's on the wall.
Yeah, no one's looking at the back. Yeah, so that was a good kit, and I recommend it. The other things that she had on her Etsy store, she did. She made a lot of different crochet items. headbands, home decor items and things like that. I think she's got a few gift boxes, so you can buy a mystery gift box for a friend.
Oh, nice.
That has this sort of thing in it. But yeah, she'd gone to a lot of trouble. There was a lovely note and everything that came in the kit. So
how many sales has she?
22. So yeah, go and check her out. I'll link her in the show notes. Yeah, but that was a bit of fun.
Really nice.
Yeah, so I think we're good as gold with our finished objects there, Susan.
No, I didn't have many. This was a big ask, this jumper.
It's nice though.
You know, all you girls are sat there whipping them out 2 at a time.
But
you know,
Susan's got a little tip for you about this. You had to start your lacework section a couple of times.
4 times.
And why was that,
4
Susan?
Because I didn't read the instructions. I didn't read the pattern. I went, oh, there's lace graph. There's a, chart. I know what I'm doing. I'm all over this. I'm all over this. Away I went, what is going on with the chart? Rip back. Do it again. Obviously made a mistake. Same thing. I'm like, what is going on?
And
4th time, it's a charm.
There's a little note in the pattern down the bottom where...
Sorry, that was my phone.
Oh, you're in demand. There's a little note in the pattern. If you haven't knit the Lovenote and you're planning on it, make sure you read the pattern thoroughly.
Yeah.
Because
that note's important.
There is a point where you do need to move your
something.
stitch marker to get the pattern to run correctly.
But as a result, my lace is perfect.
And you used, I don't want to be mean, but
Spotlight
discount
yarn.
like cheap yarn.
This yarn was in the discount box, the wire cages at Spotlight, and I didn't have enough of one colour, and I wasn't sure if I was going to like the Lovenote, so I thought, well, I'm just going to knit it in something that's not going to cost the earth. And this is a cotton merino blend. I didn't bring the tags with me.
No, that's all right.
But I did set them aside. Northcote.
I can look it up and put them on the screen.
It's a moda Vera, and just 2 different colourways. I had some, I used to amigurumi with it because it has a good sturdy feel to it, and it's got the bloom, which for little dogs or puppies or cats made a really good fabric for amigurumis. And yeah, I had some left in a box down in the depths of my
satisfying.
In my yarn stash. And yes, I've created a jumper, and I think it usually retails at about $5 a 50-gram ball. It's still available in different shades, but this one happened to be on clearance for $2 a ball. So my jumper cost me $18.
There you go. And this
I'm
is
a
the
busty
thing.
lady, so it was a few hundred
You don't
grams.
have to spend a lot of money to get a lovely garment, so, and it looks great. And I think if you were wearing that down the street, somebody would comment on it. I think so, because it's really nice.
I was quite pleased with it. I really like the length of the sleeve as well. I did the pattern exactly to the measurements.
I'm about that sort of stuff.
And I had literally a metre of the cream left. I think I started with 5 balls. Yeah, 5 balls. And then I had 2 little balls that were left over from an Emilie that I'd made.
Did you do the number of decreases before you did the band?
No.
No, I did, and my cuffs are a tiny bit snug.
Because this hasn't got much give in it, being a cotton blend. I mean, it has. It's got quite a bit of give in it, but I was worried that it didn't. I actually ended up doing, I think the decrease was like 3, then decrease, 3, then decrease.
Yeah.
I did 4,
yeah,
then decrease, and I only did 1 lot of decreases. I didn't do the second lot. So, because I wanted it to be loose. I wanted, I didn't want it to be tight.
Yeah. I'm going to wear mine a couple of times and make a decision. Next time we go for coffee, I might wear mine, but I might undo my cuff and do that, because I like that look a bit better than the snugger.
Also, because this is going to my sister, I know that she'll probably, and she's down in Tassie where it's really cold, so she'll probably wear it layered over something.
Yeah.
So I thought that would be a better option.
Yeah. Okay.
Probably a dress, knowing when's.
All right. So, have you got? Did you say you've got any whips there?
I've got progress on my Sonray.
Okay.
It is Buddy, I think, that's making my nose itch. Sorry, Buddy.
Buddy, you can hop. Do you want to hop down?
No, it's okay. It'll be right.
He's like, no, actually.
No,
don't.
I'm warm. She can leave. I am the standard feature here.
Rude, isn't he?
Oops, I just lost my yarn. Oh, that's attractive. Sorry about that. Okay. So yeah, this is the jumper I'm knitting for my mum, which is, I've got lots of stuff on hold.
That's nice, that colour, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm really happy with it. I'll be honest. It's this one's it's called the Sonray, and it is by I always forget, Jennifer Steingas.
Beautiful.
You can see that. That's what it's
I'll
supposed
put
to
a
look
picture
like.
up of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the last time when I was podcasting, I'd only
This
just
colour would look good on this, Susan.
It would look good on you. It's too big for you though, sorry. I have to knit, yeah, 2 sizes smaller or 3 sizes smaller, I reckon. I'd only just split for the sleeves, so I'd only done the colour work, but now I've gone down to there. I've basically popped it on hold because I wanted to get the sleeves in first, so I'm on to the colour work of the sleeve here. Got new little stitch keepers.
Aww.
Little sheepies. They will be in my shop as well if anyone wants those.
Well, did you make them?
No. They're just a silicone stopper. I'm not that. I do polymer clay, but those ones are not. Oh, let's see. I don't know if that will work.
There we go.
Just little sheep.
They're cute.
Yeah, they are cute.
Put me down for a pair of those.
Yeah, they're super cute. So they'll just be in the accessories. But yeah, so I've basically with the sleeve been marking them with stitch markers every 20 rows so that I get my sleeves identical, because I learnt I didn't do it with this, and I was like, having to count your stitches every time is just, that's painful.
Too much, yeah.
But yeah, and then just starting the colour work on this one. This one I think will be a 3/4 sleeve too by the looks of things.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be full length though, so I don't know. I might put a decent cuff on it because Mum will want it bracelet length.
Yeah.
But yeah, so this one I dyed, and this one is coming to the shop. I've decided, I did write the recipe down, and I am going to have this one coming in the shop. I'm going to be doing, I've got a new base coming in, which is a merino silk yak.
Nice.
So I'm going to do it on that because I think the wintry colours. Or even, I've also got a Donegal nap coming in. It might be nice on that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
that's very nice.
When I get my behind into gear.
Yeah, get busy, Diane.
I know.
All right, I've got a couple of whips on the go. I've got my Magnolia Bloom, which I told you guys I wasn't happy with the neckline. I ripped it back and restart. Well, I didn't start the whole thing. I just ripped it back. It's a bit bubbly along the neckline there because that's where I had it caught on. But I'm hoping that once I wash and block that, it will, I'm pretty sure it will go back to what it's supposed to be. But I've just divided for the sleeves. So this is what I've got. It's a bit hard to see on the darker colour, the detail on it. I think once it's washed and blocked, the lace work will show up a bit more. But it's really nice and chunky. You don't like the chunkies, do you?
I struggle. My hands, I don't know what it is, but I really struggle with the chunky needles. Plus, I don't think I would have any cause to wear it.
No, probably I won't either, but that's not the point of mine.
I should do one and send it down to Tassie because they've got 4 degrees today. That's the sum total of what they're getting.
No, that does not appeal to me.
That's why we moved.
Well, that's all the lace work finished now,
beautiful.
So it's just smooth sailing with knitting down the body. I'm hoping it's going to fit me. It looks a bit smaller, but I've got it on fairly small circulars.
No, I think it will. Because once that blocks out, this blocked out loads, so I reckon that will block out. It'll be fine.
But what I'm using here is the Bendigo wool mills.
I'll hold this up while you do that.
And I'm holding that together with some Holst yarn in alpaca. So those two together make that fabric. And I'll be knitting on that like crazy this week.
Bobbles, trending on bobbles at the moment.
Oh, look, these bobbles have been a nightmare for me, I have to say. And I did alter a couple of things in the pattern to make them pop. And even then, some of them are kind of falling in. I'm going to have to get behind them with a piece of cotton
And wrap them.
Yeah, and wrap them, I think.
There's a lot of patterns at the moment, though. Have you noticed with bobbles?
Bobbles,
Yeah.
Yeah, and wraps.
Yeah.
Those wraps, like on there's a lot of patterns that are doing that.
I'm sorry. Like, I'm just getting on board with lace.
Yeah.
Colour work and lace is like, yep. I can't extend to bobbles yet. Oh dear, that's hilarious. I can't even believe I did a garment because I'm not a garment knitter. Now I've got two, and a third it's about to be started.
Oh well.
Crazy woman.
Alright, so what else have you got on?
I have got one last thing.
One last
whip. This is a sock I've been working on for way too long. Still attached.
Are you finding you're busy? You're not getting as much time for knitting?
Yeah, and it's depressing. I was actually saying to my husband the other night when I actually sat up in bed and knit for a bit, and he's like, "Oh, you're knitting in bed?" And I went, "Yep," because I just don't get time to knit. But this is one that I've done the design for myself. I'm putting it at the iPad. Sorry. Basically, when you open up the lace, I haven't got on a blocker, but you can see that it's got little blips. So this is a work in progress, and I am writing it up as I go along. The chart would work really well for a toe-up sock. I've knit it cuff down, because if you switch it round, you can see when it opens up they look like little hearts. So
I'll just put it a bit closer.
Yeah. So what I've done is I've put the chart and I've written it up for cuff down and flip the chart and then toe up. So you've got charts for both ways depending on how you like to knit your socks. I used to do all toe up, and now I predominantly
the colour's really pretty.
Down. Yeah, that one's also from the Gelato shop.
I think when I put it up close, it looks a bit paler than what it is in real life.
Yeah, it's a little bit brighter. I'll show you in the...
Yeah, it's much brighter.
In the ball there, in the cake.
Yeah.
It's got... it is actually quite deceiving. A few people who have ordered my yarn and knit with it and like ordered it from the photos on the website, when it comes, they go, "Oh, it's brighter than the photos." And then when they knit it and they put their knitted project up, they're like, "It's actually a lot brighter in real life." So I don't know. It obviously doesn't translate in photos once it's...
I don't think yarn ever does. Like, it's really hard to capture the beautifulness of hand-dyed yarn in a photo.
But this one's got like 3 different tones. It's got the peaches and cream and the banana cream pie, and then the blood, like a little bit of the blood orange.
Peaches and cream and banana cream pie.
And it's got some little micro speckles on, which I'm loving at the moment.
Yeah.
Everything I'm dyeing has got little micro. I've gone away from big speckles to micro speckles. I don't know.
Susan's just brought over some of the yarn that she's dyed up for the advents.
Yes. Do you know how when you dye, like, unless you dye yarn, you don't know, but people who buy hand-dyed yarn would know as well. When you get it in the skein, you look at it and you go, "Oh, it's beautiful." You open it out and you're like, "Oh," and then you cake it up and it's like, "Oh, it's beautiful," and then you knit it and it's beautiful. But when you're, as a dyer, and you would know this, Kathy, like, you put it in the pan and you go, "This is what in my brain, this is the effect I want it to look like when it knits, and what I want it to look like." Never looks like that in the pan. You look at it and you go...
And then you're hanging it up to dry and you're like...
And I think, "Oh, is this going to be going in to be over-dyed or re-dyed to something else?"
But then it dries and something magical happens.
I think that once you skein it, it just changes the look completely.
Yeah, and then you knit it again as well.
But yeah, like even just from skeining it up and when it twists to opening it up, and like sometimes I open up yarn and I'm like, "That is ugly." And then you twist it and it's beautiful.
Yeah.
And you knit it and it's spectacular and you're like, you just can't
pick
tell.
it.
Cannot tell.
Nope, you can't pick it.
But yeah, so one of the colours that I brought, I was like, not sure. And then skeined up. It looks beautiful.
Perfect.
So hopefully
You never know.
yeah, it'll all work well.
Now, my other whip that I've got is a quilt.
Wow.
So I'm trying to clear out some of my fabrics.
Like a full quilt.
And yeah, and I want a quilt for the back of the couch because the dogs keep sitting there. And I had this fabric in my stash. It's a pretty basic quilt. I had this fabric in my stash. I bought it online and I bought it with the intention of making bags, but the print on it was much bigger in real life than I thought it was going to be, and I didn't really feel like it lent itself to bags.
Probably not, no.
No. And I had two pieces like that. So while Mill was here, I had her scrounging around on the floor laying out fabric and wadding.
That's what you do?
Yes. and she did it for me because she's a good daughter.
Yep.
And so she's laid it all out and it's ready now and I just have to sew it. So I'm just going to do basic crisscross to quilt them together. And yep, I'll just hold it up so you can see. It's got pins in it, Susan, so just be a little careful.
Upside down.
Swap it round. Look at us being all professional.
Yeah.
So that's the fabric on one side, which again is a little bit washed out. It's a little bit more, this background colour's got a little bit more of a greeny mint colour to it. And then on the inside panel, this cleared out my drawer a bit, I can tell you. I've got the pattern this way. This has got dragonflies on it and some thistles and a lighter tone. So, yep, it's got the wadding in the middle of it and it's pinned. So this week I'm going to just sew it together, and I was watching a YouTube on how to fold some fabric to cut bias.
Oh.
So I've folded this. I will unfold it so I can show it to you. And this is the fabric that I'm going to bias around the edge in it. So it's a lovely sort of, I justified it because there's a little bit of a purpley colour there and there's a little bit of a purpley colour on that side. So I've folded my fabric to cut the bias, and I'm going to cut probably about 3 inches and then run a bias just around the edge. So it's going to be a nice simple quilt, but I think it already feels quite nice because the fabric is that slightly canvas.
Yeah,
what do they call that? A twill or something?
Canvas. Yeah. Very nice.
So that's on my list of things to do in the next.
Tweaked myself with a pin.
Oh, did you?
Yep. I'll try not to take your eye
Danger.
out as I fold it.
Yeah. So I'll get that finished
expertly
for the next podcast. So that's a whip that I've got going on.
Nice.
Yeah. So that's that. And now I think, have you got some dream knitting?
I have got dream knitting. Well, it's not dream, it's demand knitting.
Okay.
You know, when you have teenagers and all of a sudden you've knit a jumper, they're like, "Ooh, can you knit a jumper for me?" So I was talking to my daughter, I said, "Oh yes, I'll knit you a jumper," and I bought the yarn for her, which is the Bendigo bamboo one that you got the same on. I got 8-ply. And we were talking about it, we were looking at patterns, and we found this one with like a crow skull on it, which was awesome. Anyway, my son walked in and went, "No, it's my turn to be knit for," because she gets knit for all the time. And so he wanted a hoodie knit because he's 17 or 16, almost 17. Very specific, a hoodie. And I'm like, a hoodie, rightio. The only hoodie I could think of was Max the Knitter. They have the Montrealer.
Yeah.
And we went on and I showed him Montrealer. No, too plain. Don't like that colour contrast stripe in it. I said, well, don't have to have it. You could just have plain.
Yeah, that's the beauty about knitting.
Yeah, I know, but you know, not being a knitter, they can't visualise it. But while we're on Lagoson's website, we found the Unbearable Hoodie. So I purchased it because, you know, it's what I do. I'm a sorry, I'm a pattern purchaser.
Yeah.
But at least this time, I've got a teenager demanding.
That handsome beard though.
Goodness me. And he's got pink hair, which is just like, yep, we're all about that. I don't think he has pink hair anymore, but yeah, very nice. Very nice looking, very well groomed gentleman, and the hoodie is beautiful. And the bears, oh, I'm looking at myself, but yeah, my son's very taken with the bears. However, it's like, oh yeah, I've got all those colours. I can dye up the sort of goldy, greeny colour for you, no drama. No. He does not want it to be in these colours. Of course not, he doesn't want it these colours. So where the dark is here and the bear, he wants those to be white.
Oh.
Like a polar bear. Mm-hmm. So luckily I had ordered the bamboo blend in the natural and the snow, I think it's called. So that's going to be in that, and then the background of it obviously needs to be darker. So we're
Snowflake.
Snowflake, and then
so
this one is called
soft.
Galaxy. It's actually darker than it's showing on the screen there, so it's more of a midnighty blue. Possibly.
It's got even like almost a little bit of a purple undertone.
Yeah,
to
petrol-y, purpley colour.
Yeah.
Possibly subject to change because he is talking grey, and then the gold will
This
be
is
where the
called
gold is.
Sunset Gold, and the blue is called Nocturnal Blue. Look at me go reading those without my glasses on.
So I think that will look really good. And I did go on to Ravelry and have a look at other people's projects because I wanted to show him like what it would look like with this component being light and the bears being light. And we did find a few people who had knitted as polar bears, and it looked really good. Most of them were women actually who had knit the lighter colour ones with pink and stuff. But yeah, he was definitely there for that, and he was definitely he's like, he keeps saying to me, when are you going to cast it on? I'm like, I can't have 2 jumpers on the go. That was too stressful when I was doing the Lovenote. I have to put that one on hold. So yes. Sonra will get finished and then that will get cast on, but the pattern is bought and that is future, and the yarn is there. Could sit there for 2 years now. and chances are the colours could change.
Don't you think though half the fun is finding a pattern and then trying to decide on the yarn to use? And
it is when you're doing it for yourself and you've got no schedule, but when your teenager's like, have you knit that yet? No, I have not even cast on.
People who don't knit think you just whip these things
Oh
up.
no, I think he knows, but it's just in case I forget. Got to keep
pressure
reminding Mum that he's next on the knit list.
Yeah. All right, so because I've finished a couple of things now, I've been doing a bit of dream knitting. And I can't remember the name of it, but I'll put it on the screen here and a picture. But I'm thinking about knitting this particular jumper that you can see on the screen now. And what I'm thinking is I will knit the yoke in this pale pink and the body of the jumper, because this jumper has like a full lace yoke and then the bottom of it is a contrast colour, and she's done it in like the white with a bone colour, which looks quite nice. But I'm trying to use up what I've got, and I thought I would knit mine in those. I'm going to do a little sample of it, a little test knit, and see what I think. But I think I'll do the yoke in this pale pink and then the main body of the jumper in this russety grey colour. So that's one thing I've got on my list. And then I just felt like knitting a shawl, another shawl.
Because we wear so many of them.
So yeah. So I was looking through patterns, and again, I'm not organised. I haven't got the name of the pattern, but I will put it on the screen here. And this is knit. She uses a base of a cream colour, and then she uses a zorba ball. So I've got two. I thought I would knit it in. Change the cream, the base of cream, also for a pale pink that I've got. I've actually got some of that Bendigo wool mills in a pale pink, and I think that I would I'm thinking about holding this one with it as the contrast colour. This has got a slightly tweedy look about it. I think that would be nice. I don't even remember what this is. I was going through my stash and I found this. It's a sock yarn. I think it's a Lana Grossa.
Is it?
Not sure.
Looks a bit like Bloom, doesn't it?
Yeah. It's not Bendigo wool mill, so yeah. So I haven't decided what I'm going to cast on, but it'll be one of those two things.
So you hold it double?
No. No, it's got like an Aztec-y style.
Oh, okay.
So it's stranded colour work.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So one of those things will be cast on, or maybe both.
Or both, probably.
Maybe both.
Probably both.
Yeah, because that Magnolia Bloom's not going to take me long to knit.
I don't know how you do it. I've come to the conclusion, definitely monogamous knitter here. And you seem to have multiple things on the go.
I like to sort of have a tier system going.
Tier system.
So I'll have a main project and then a secondary project.
Yeah.
But I work mainly on the main project. I normally have a morning and night routine. So in the morning I'll work on the secondary project, and in the night when I've got more time I'll work on the main project. And as soon as my main project's finished, my secondary project moves up to the main project, and then I start dabbling in a new secondary project.
You know, I can't do it. I'm a one thing one time girl, and this having a sock and a jumper, I had 2 jumpers on. That was just so
a lot of people do have like a jumper and a sock.
Yeah, it's alright if it's just a vanilla sock.
Yeah.
Or one that you're just following a pattern, but when you're trying to work it out yourself and write it down as you go.
Not so much.
And then do a colour work jumper at the same time. Not so much. And I'm still thinking about the pattern for the Advent box. Yeah. So that's also...
We are on the home stretch, I think, with that.
Oh yeah, they're coming together nicely.
Yeah, I think we've got the home stretch happening.
Very happy with how it's all looking.
Yeah. But that's all my whips I've got currently happening.
It's a lot though.
Well, it's really just the Bloom, the Magnolia Bloom, and my quilt are the projects I've got on the go.
Yeah.
Plus my little mouse that I've got to make for my stocking. But that's all I've got. But trust me, by the time you see me for the next podcast, there'll be other stuff. Stuff just, like I said to Mil the other day, I was supposed to be working on my patchwork quilt, sewing those pieces together, and it was doing my head in. And I said to Mil, right, I'm heading to the craft room, I'm going to go and do some more of my patchwork. And then a few minutes later I was like, oh, look what I've just made.
Shiny.
And it was the room deodorizer, and she was like, I thought you were working on the patchwork. I'm like, yeah.
No.
And I've made a reel and everything. She's like,
yeah, that's what I'm the same. I'll go into the craft room and I'll be like, oh, I've got to skein up all these yarns, get them all labelled, and then next thing I know, 2 hours later, I've made polymer clay stitch markers and cut out some
it doesn't matter as long as you're creating, isn't it?
Well, no, it does matter because, you know.
You've got a schedule.
Well, I have days that I designate work days, and then other days where I do whatever I please.
Yeah.
So, but I never follow. I'm the boss of me, so I don't have to follow it.
Yeah. Well, I think the next section that I'll quickly show you is my Ravelry revealed. Because yes, there's still more.
I want to get in this cupboard.
You know,
a little bit of footage.
It's terrifying to open
like one
the
of those
cupboard.
Secret cams, you know, that you see, like that little secret cam where we go, what's in the cupboard?
Oh, it'll all come out to greet you. But this is what I've pulled out.
You are terrible.
And I bought this ages ago. It's Malabrigo. Beautiful colours. And
yeah, I'll hold them up.
The jumper that I bought to knit with this is called the... I'll just get my glasses, otherwise I could be reading anything. It's called the Muttis Blueberries. And I'll put a picture of it on the screen so you can see. But it's basically got the main body of the jumper is in the orange colour. And the yoke area is done with the other 3 colours. So the blue, the magenta and the peach. And on the model, it looks so beautiful. It looks like it would be a really interesting jumper to knit. But when I got the yarn, that orange was a lot bolder than I was anticipating it to be.
It's showing a lot brighter on the screen, but
it's a bold orange.
It's still bright, yeah.
It's a bold orange.
Yeah.
And to be honest,
it's not rust.
No, it's not rust. It's actually orange, like orange, tangerine orange, isn't it almost?
Yeah, yeah.
And then I started to think maybe that wouldn't suit me. Like colour might wash me out of it.
Maybe if you hold it together with some mohair, it'll like really. Or
I don't know. But that might change my gauge for the pattern and
maybe.
stuff.
But it'll bring the tone down.
Well, I was actually. I mean, I really like the jumper, and it does look nice. I don't know whether just to go ahead and knit it, because I've specifically bought this yarn. It's exactly the colours that were recommended in the pattern, or whether I might over dye the orange beforehand. I haven't decided, so that's why it's still in the wardrobe.
I can see why. I can, because it's really quite bright. Even with if you look at the peach next to it, that's a peachy colour.
I mean, they're beautiful. They look nice together. And the other thing is too, the colour work for the yoke would be the bit that would be up near my face. So in the pale magentas, the blue and the apricot are the colours that would be up here.
Do you put a bit on the collar though, of the orange? Like on the...
there is a little bit of tiny speckling that draws it down into the main body. So, yeah.
Yeah.
That's my Ravelry revealed. The colour, this orange colour, is called
Glazed Carrot. It's carrot orange. That's actually a very accurate description.
That says it all. Yeah. The peach is called a peachy.
What's this one? Aquamarine. That's not aquamarine.
No.
No. I don't think that's aquamarine.
No, it's actually got a little bit of purple in it, I think, that one, that colour.
Maybe when it opens out.
The other thing I'm a little bit worried about is the last jumper that I knit.
Hollyhock.
Yeah.
It's pretty.
The last jumper that I knit out of Malabrigo was that Birds of a Feather.
Oh, yeah.
And it stretched a lot.
It does. It is quite squishy.
Yeah.
Squishy yarn. Is it just a DK? What is it? Oh, I'll put my glasses on.
So that's kind of put me off a little bit too. Like, I don't want to knit another whole garment and then have a wash and block it, and it just stretches so much that it's too big for me.
Yeah, it's the Rios Pure Merino Superwash. So it probably would give a bit.
So maybe I'll knit a size down. Look, it's been in the wardrobe for...
No, I was just going to see if it had a smell, but it doesn't. It's flavourless.
Smells like wardrobe stuffing.
Smells like yarn.
So that's my Ravelry revealed. And yeah, I mean, I still would like to knit that jumper. They actually had 2 samples of it. The other one was knit in some really nice bony cream colours, and Kathy of today probably would have gone for that one.
Yeah.
But Kathy of 2 years ago went for
You could always
that one.
Swap that out.
Because that would be nice with a grey.
That would look amazing with grey.
So say you had those with a grey.
Yeah.
That would.
But even this colour would look lovely with a grey.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or a cream.
So.
But yes, you could do that.
It'll happen. As I said, next year is going to be knit my Ravelry stash. So everything that I knit next year is going to be
from Ravelry.
My Ravelry stash that I've shown this year.
That's my plan.
That's my plan.
This is very foxy as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
There is a jumper with a colourwork jumper with foxes on.
Yeah.
Which would look very cute on you.
Yeah. I might have to look into something like that.
Yeah.
And swap that out. We'll see.
Because it would work for that.
But that's my Ravelry revealed. And that's that.
I'm glad we're not doing this at my place, because my cupboard is not one that I would want people to look in either.
Well, I don't want anyone to look in my cupboard either.
Because a lot of the yarn that you put in your cupboard is stuff you bought 3, 4, 5 years ago.
It's amazing how much your
knit.
tastes change.
Yeah.
Actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but that's it. That's my Ravelry revealed. So I think the next up is For Me From Me. But before we head into that, I'm going to put in a little video that Mill and I took of us going to the op shop, because I made a few purchases there. So I will put that in now, and you can have a little visit to the local op shop with me and Mill. To the op shop today. She's visiting, so we thought we would take the opportunity. Obviously Mill's driving, I'm not driving and filming, safety first. So we will see you guys at the op shop and we'll see what we get. Op shop for you over internationally is a thrift store, so that's what we're up to today. Want to say anything?
Do I want to say anything?
Yeah, I'm just filming you driving.
Okay. I am driving. No, I'm excited to go to the op shop. Let's go.
Down an empty freeway, no waiting for the light to change. I'm seeing the sunrise behind me.
Alright, For Me From Me. Have you been spending up, Susan?
No, one big purchase only.
Oh.
Been very good yeah, very good.
Don't worry.
I have been buying stuff, but nothing that I would show.
Don't worry, I'll be picking up your slack.
Oh.
What have you bought?
I bought 52 weeks of socks. In the beautifully linen bound one. Everyone's seen this, I'm not going to open it, but yes, I have been umming and ahhing over this purchase for a while.
Do you love it?
I do love it. I don't know how many socks I'll actually knit out of it.
Why is that because you don't like the patterns, or?
There's a lot of cable, which I don't cable, so there's quite a few cables.
Weren't you saying the other week that you were thinking you'd like to try cabling?
Shh, you're not supposed to remember things like that. Hush. No, I do need to try and learn cables. That is on my list of things to do. I'm not a big cabler, but no, not for any reason. I just think it's a beautiful book, but I would never knit 52 of them. Maybe half a dozen. Yeah. There's some beautiful colour work ones in there. So
it's a nice book just to have, though.
Well, it is,
and beautiful photography in it.
Yeah, even though I'm not a shawl knitter, I want the pair.
I'm tempted with the shawl one.
So yes, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on there? My husband's popped it up on the bench and it's got grot on it, which I'm not happy about.
Oh. Good job. Good job, hubby.
Yeah. It's like ink. Oh, maybe it's from there. I had it over there. I don't know. Anyway.
All right. Well, I've been buying yarn again because I want to.
Oh, well, that Bendigo yarn actually was a for me from me. I had purchased
you bought that. So I've gone nuts for this lady on Instagram, Hippie Fibres. I love her aesthetic. I love her yarn. I love her yarn bases. She uses a lot of linen and bamboo and things like that, which I like to knit in. And she had a shop update recently. Dangerous. I knew she was having a shop update, and I was stalking her Instagram waiting for it. And as soon as she did the shop update, I went straight in there, and I'd already had stuff in my cart and added to my cart and purchased it all. And there might be even more coming, but shh. So what did I buy? Well, I bought 3 in this.
It's beautiful.
In this batch. I bought 3 jumper quantities.
Wow.
So I got this one, which is not unlike the yarn that I've just knit with my...
It is very similar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very similar.
It's actually not unlike that either.
Yeah.
In the colours.
It's like you said though,
Yeah,
you always
have
tend
the thing
to
that you're
drawn to the same. So the sun's gone in now a bit, but I think that's showing up pretty accurately actually. She does some beautiful speckling. I love the streaks of colours. These yarns knit up beautifully as well. There's a lot of people that have posted on Instagram with their garments, and they all seem to, the colours just seem to knit up so beautifully throughout.
So that one is pure merino.
Pure merino, that one, yes. I should have said what the fibre was.
100% natural merino superwash. Sock weight, 400 metres, 100 grams.
Yeah.
I like how she does her labels with a little eyelid.
I like that too. And she's got a really cute, just so in case you wanted to see, that's her logo there, Hippie Fibres. And if you don't follow her on Instagram, you should have a look because she does some beautiful photography, really nice stunning photography. This is also a 100% natural merino. So this colour, it's got that lovely spruce, what I would call like a spruce colour on the end there, going up to sort of like almost like a pinky apple red almost. I think that's going to look so beautiful knit up. And I've already got a jumper in mind for that colour that I might do, but we'll see. And another one that I've bought in a sweater quantity. After saying I like...
You definitely have an aesthetic.
Yeah, I mean, that looks pretty good.
Let's look at the colours that she goes for.
Yeah.
You're a shocker.
So, having said that I like the natural, these are all 100% wool.
That's got a bit more purple.
Yeah, this one, and this one doesn't have the twist in it. This is a, these have got
single. That's a high twist.
Yeah, these are all a high twist and this is a single. So this has got like a lovely, almost like a duck egg blue there with the gold and this like magenta-y colour running through it. I mean, I just think they're so beautiful.
I actually dyed something very similar to that yesterday.
Did you?
Yeah.
These colours?
Very similar, yeah.
You might have to show it to me.
The purple, not so much purple, more the colour of your, that one, that ready.
Oh, yeah.
But the rest of the colours very similar.
Got some beautiful speckling in it. You can see the speckling at the top there. Yeah. So I got that one, and I just got a single, just one skein of this. This has got the dongles in it, but I thought for colour work that would be nice. Because she uses sort of a contrast shaded colour in the lighter shades like this for her contrast colours. She's got a few jumpers on her Instagram. Whoops. Buddy's just falling off. Instagram, and she uses, say, a darker colour and then uses this sort of thing as the contrast colour, and it looks really good. So I thought, oh well, I'll get that.
That's really nice. Give me a look at that one.
So I got those, and I'm very happy with them. And
they're beautiful.
I think I bought another one of those. Like when I got it, I thought, oh, I'd only need like one more, and I could knit like a tee. So I ordered another one of those. So I'll have two of those.
I've got this base coming.
Have you?
Yeah, it's beautiful.
I like it.
She's a really good dyer.
Have you seen a base that a lot of the dyers are using at the moment? It's called Zebra.
Yeah, I'm not a fan.
Don't you like it?
No, I don't like it.
I don't know. I don't know whether I like it or I like it because it's different.
I think because it's different.
Yeah.
If you like, but you think about some of the dyers that have used it, it's stunning. It's absolutely stunning. But most of them are brights. And I think because I'm more of a muted, pastel, dusky, these sort of tones type, that's like
what you're drawn to.
Yeah, that's what I'm drawn to.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just don't know how. I couldn't get my head around A, how to dye it, and B, how to use it.
How delicious does that look?
Oh my! It's just stunning.
She's very talented. Very talented.
Yeah, it's very, very, very nice.
Have you got any more for me from me?
No, I've been really good.
All right, so another. I was advised by Michelle.
I'm buying that in my brain.
Yeah. I was advised by Michelle from Dying to Knit WA that there was a lady on Instagram that I might be interested in. And her Instagram is Gladys and Maude. And she's also got an Etsy shop called Studio Gladys and Maude. And she does a lot of sewing and things like that, but she makes journals and all sorts of journals. And I contacted her and said, are you going to be making some journals soon? Because I'd like one. And she made this one for me. And I haven't used this one yet, but it's basically a leather pouch, and it's got the strapping on it in a beautiful dusty mauve colour, I would call that. And she's put watercolour paper in it for me. So I didn't do this artwork. She has included this. So she's done a little bit of journaling in it. And then it's got some blank pages for me to do some watercolouring in. And she's put that lovely bookmark that she's made. She made that. That's the sort of junk journaling sort of thing that I'm quite interested in at the moment and watching on YouTube. So that was very nice. And then I thought, oh, I'll have a look and see what else she's got. And so I bought this tiny little one. Tiny little watercolour journal, also made of the leather, and this has got the lovely ruby, I suppose it's like alligator skin, faux alligator skin. And I've already done a little tiny watercolour in there of some roses, but that's all watercolour paper. And I can put that in my handbag or whatever and do a little bit of watercolour on the go when I'm out and about on the moors. No.
Because you get out so much.
I'm out in the wilderness and the forest. Yes. Looking at the squirrels and the mushrooms.
We don't have squirrels.
No, I know. We don't have moors either. No, you know, just out and about down at the supermarket. No, but you can. It's a little travel one, and I thought that I might actually bring my watercolour next time we have coffee, because Julia we might do a little bit of painting together.
So arty, I can't keep up.
And she put this lovely little gift pack of goodies in it. And it's got some little watercolours that she's done, some bits of fabric and bits and pieces. I used some of it in my journal. So a nice little pack of goodies that came with it. So if you're interested in anything like that, go and check out her Instagram. But she's very accommodating, so if there was a colour there, say you wanted a green journal and she didn't have it, she would make it for you. That seems to be what she does. So yeah, thank you for those. I really like those, and I'm keen to do a bit of painting in them. Which
talented people in the world, isn't there?
Oh, amazing people in the world, and generous people in the world, I think too. Yeah. You hear all the bad news on the telly, but you just don't see the good news, do you, sometimes?
What's the donut? Was that a finished thing?
No, when I'm painting, when I'm doing my watercolour paints, I lean on the desk and I get very into what I'm painting, and then I don't notice, and my elbow actually gets a blister on it. And then I was down at the op shop a couple of months ago. I used this. So now what I do is I put my elbow. It's actually for pins. But I use it to protect my elbow when I'm painting.
Amazing what you can pick up at the op shop. What did you pick up at the op shop?
Well, I'll just show you my other watercolours, and then I will show you what I've done a few watercolours this week, but not as many big ones because I've been a bit distracted with home life issues. But I've whipped up those two this week, just fiddling around. Just painted those for something to do. I like this little watercolour journal. I'm not 100% on board with the paper. I feel like the colours dull down a little bit, but all in all, it's good just to have a fiddle with it. And then the other day, if you follow me on Instagram, you'll see that I did a time lapse on this watercolour, which has already been sold. So I'll be packing that up today and sending that off. I don't really think the colours do it justice on the monitor there, or you don't get the detail. But if you have a look on my Instagram, you can see me painting that. And what do you think? The colours are a lot more vivid in real life.
Have you shown these ones or no?
No, I don't think I showed them on the podcast. I did them the other week, didn't I? So I did these ones 2 weeks, just after the last podcast. And you've got Foxy there and the sheep. So, enemies. Enemies.
I think they're great.
Yeah.
I think they make beautiful greeting cards.
Yeah.
Beautiful greeting
This
cards.
is mainly my doodle book for just nothing.
Just
nothingness.
A doodle book.
Yeah, my doodle book.
Of nothingness. Because, we can all do this, can't we? It's just my doodle book. You should see my doodles. You're lucky to see a stick man.
Well, I'm hoping to do a bit more painting in the next 2 weeks. I feel like I've dropped the ball a bit on that one. I did do that as well. I haven't grabbed it out. Hang on. I did that the other day. Just when I was supposed to be doing my patchworking, I did that one. Just something.
I wish that I could just doodle. I do.
You just got to start somewhere.
No, I know where my talents lies, and they are not with a paintbrush.
Yeah.
I know. Fun fact. Used to face paint for 10 years.
Oh, did you?
Yep.
Ah.
So I can paint.
Yeah.
But not like this.
Faces. You need a face as a canvas.
Faces and bodies,
Yeah.
but yes, no.
Well, it's like somebody said to me, I have been literally drawing and painting for years. I think I mentioned once before, Mum and Dad sent me off to do drawing classes when I was I was in primary school.
Yeah.
And I've sort of always painted and drawn ever since then. Always.
Obviously had natural ability.
Well,
And
I
then
think
just
too,
honed
like
it.
you hone it
Yeah.
in. And when you, like I've been watching other podcasts and you pick up little tips and tricks and colour combinations, and it just builds and builds and builds. So,
But also, there are people like myself who just do not have it. My daughter has got a fabulous eye for dimensions, like and you know, making sure everything is
correct.
where it's supposed to be. But my God. And I know that you know you have to start somewhere, and it's like, you know, learning an instrument, playing piano. You start off with
Basics.
3 blind mice, and then you
Build
work
on
up
it.
to your concertos.
But
or
I think
whatever.
too, like
But,
it's like everything. Sometimes you're interested in it, and sometimes you're not.
I'd love to though. I would.
Yeah.
But
You never
it's
know.
not. I've got all the stuff. I've bought it all. You asked my husband.
That's half the work.
I've got all the things. But no.
Well, the other thing that I bought,
don't have the talent.
I was going to say about this as well. The other thing I've got on my mind is I showed you guys the other week this dress.
I know.
It's nice.
Beautiful.
And I was a bit reluctant to cut into that fabric that Julia gave to me without. And when I was going through my stash, I found this, which I bought on the discount table. So I'm going to cut it out this week out of this material, which is fairly thin, so I hope it'll be all right. But I've decided, even if this doesn't work out, I'm okay with this chopping into this material to try that dress before I
You can always
do
wear
a good copy.
as a night dress. Like
Yeah.
being thin, like if it's sheer,
Just wear it as a
just
nightie.
wear it as a nightie around the house.
Yeah.
Or over your swimmers.
Look, I'll either be modelling it on the catwalk or I'll be wearing it to bed. It'll be one of the two.
What size does this go up to?
I think
Extra
that's
large.
They do have another...
Another tier.
Yeah, another tier. Another pattern that goes up to... I think it goes up to about a 5XL. Like, they were very size inclusive.
Well, this goes up to 44 inches anyway, like around the
Yeah,
bust.
it's a loose dress, and I've
Yeah.
noticed a lot of people that have made this dress have suggested it's a large cut. So depending on what you measure at, maybe go down a size. So that'll be another thing for me to work out when I cut the pattern out.
Yeah, put the pockets in.
Yeah, put the pockets in. I'm going to cut the paper out though. I'm not going to trace it onto. I'm going to cut it.
Do you know what? I saw a tip, if you get the PDF versions, that apparently when you buy PDF patterns, and it's got the multiple sizes, when you go into your PDF pattern, you actually can select the layer that has your size, so you don't have to print it out with all the sizes. It prints out just with your size.
Well, you can buy that in a PDF as well.
Who knew though? Like
Yeah.
no one told us.
Yeah.
I've had PDF patterns before and always just printed it as is.
Well, Em was interested in that, so I don't know if Em's
Apparently.
bought it or if she plans on making it, but you'll have to let me know, Em. But the other thing what I bought at the
nice.
off shop was, as you saw on the video, I bought myself a pair of jeans, and I didn't try them on or anything, but they did fit me. My husband reckons
Can't believe I didn't get an invite. It's just a bit rude.
Sorry, Susan. My husband thought they looked like pyjama pants.
Oh.
So I'll either wear them or I'll cut them up
Cut
and
them
use
up
them
and
as
use them
bag
as
and make them back into bags or something. But I bought a whole heap of these little books. Just a hard book. I mean, I had to buy this one because it says the greatest thing in the world.
Oh, wow.
Like, who doesn't want the greatest thing in the world? But, and look, some of you are going to be horrified.
What are you going to do with them?
Right. You're going to be horrified. Okay. So if you are a book lover, maybe switch off at this point.
Fair girls and grey horses.
I know.
I wonder if it's saucy.
I am going to cut them up and make journals out of them. So I've watched a video, so I've YouTubed it, so therefore I'm an expert on how to remove these successfully without damaging the cover and re-stringing them to put the book back together with the junk journaling pages, and then I'll use these pages in the junk journaling. Like, I'm not going to throw the guts of the book out.
This is poetry.
Well, that's right, and I thought I could use the poems in it, and I really like the paper, like how aged it looks.
Yeah,
inside.
I did think though with that title it might have been saucy, but it's poetry.
Yeah.
Disappointed.
So, I mean, even just picking out some of the words.
All those ball things that you made, the origami, there would be beautiful paper for that.
Yeah, yeah. So I bought several. There's a whole bag of them because they Opshop do a whole bag for $2. But I liked this one because it had a nice green cover on it, and it looks a bit worn and everything. And
Mandarin gold.
Yeah, I mean, just as I say, I'm going to cut them up. So if you're horrified by that, I'm sorry.
I'm horrified. I'll tell you why, because I buy old books and stack them up as decor.
Oh, okay. Well, I tell you what, you should have a look at them at the op shop. They've got hundreds of them at the moment. But this book, I liked this book mainly because the pages are all yellow on the edges.
Yeah, that's cool.
And already sort of aged up a bit. I mean, this is actually a children's book. Let the balloon go. But, yeah, I just thought I could use the pages in that because they look old. And then I bought
They are old.
Well, they are old. They're probably like our age.
When was it published? Is there a published date on it? Let's have a look.
Well, you look at that. And
Let's
then
hope it's not a first edition, Kathy, that you're going to cut up.
And then I bought a couple of books like this, Tasty Treats, because I thought I mean, who wouldn't want that picture in their journal?
Yum.
Yum!
1972 this one was published.
Oh, so it's younger
It's
than
not
me.
a first edition. It's the second run.
Well, I was 4 years old when that came out.
I was not born yet. Just saying.
All right,
Not
you
by
and your
much.
young skin.
Young skin. Oh, see, this is why I hang around you, for the fly off the cuff compliments.
Look at that guy. Who? Oh, yum. So I thought I would cut this book up and use it for some of the junk journaling. And then I got a couple of kids' books because kids' books always have nice pictures in. So I got The Wind and the Willows because that's got some cute little
Oh, I love the
pictures. It wasn't the one with the nicest pictures, but the pictures that were the nicest were in a cardboard book. You know, you couldn't cut them up. But look at them, there they are walking through the snow. I thought that would be a good book for junk journaling. And Mill found this little tiny book, which I thought, I just liked it, so I got that one. As I say, you could get a whole bag of them for $2, so they were very cheap.
This one's got a note in it.
Oh, is it?
Yes.
Oh, a secret note.
What does it say?
Shopping list? Oh, old-fashioned writing.
It's directions to someone's house
Someone's house.
in Lawton near Pintry.
Ooh.
Ooh. Secret rendezvous. I told you it was saucy, this one.
But this has got cute little...
Sorry, I'm just
No, that's all right.
I've just tickled myself.
Cute little pictures in it, and I thought I could use those. I don't know what I'm going to come up with. I might not cut them all up, but yeah, they had some really good stuff at the op shop. Just, I could have looked around in the book section for ages. I found a book that I'm kicking myself I didn't get. I show it on the little video that I've
there's
done.
any other saucy letters in here.
But it had a picture of a man wearing a jumper in black and white. I should have grabbed that, but yeah.
Nice.
So that's what I'm planning on having a go at a bit of junk journaling.
Can't wait to see what you do.
Yeah, so that'll keep me out of trouble. As I say, I've been binge watching all the podcasts
I challenge you to use the saucy note in
Yeah.
your junk journal.
Oh, I'll use it. Yeah. But on that topic of YouTube channels that I've been watching, another one other than the one I mentioned earlier that I've been watching is one called Treasure Books, and she does junk journaling type things as well. So yeah, been watching those.
Have you tried the book folding? You know, like where you create the shapes? With
No,
your books? Oh, I've done
no.
that. It didn't take, but it had a go.
Oh,
That's alright. I did it at the library. They had a lesson.
that's fun.
Yeah, well, it's got me out of the house.
Something different.
Yep.
Well, I think that's about it, Susan.
Yep.
Have you got anything else?
Not really.
No, me either.
Oh, I'll probably mention, the only thing I can mention is that I have been accepted for the Big Wool Show in September.
Woo!
Weekend of the 4th and 5th.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm excited about that.
So you'll let everybody know about that?
Yeah, I'll send out a newsletter and on my Instagram. Go and follow my Instagram. And yeah, let people know. But it's
You got
gonna
some
be
new
fun.
stuff coming? You think
There will be. I haven't, like I said, I'm going to be doing the Donegal. I've got new bases coming, Donegal and yak silk. Merino
Nice.
yak silk. And I'm going to be dyeing some more darker.
Did you say you were going to try the bamboo as well? Or you?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, I did. I got some bamboo. I haven't got a lot of that, just enough for
A couple of bits.
first run. See if I like it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it should be.
Fun.
Yeah, it should be good. So there'll be a lot darker, moodier colours, probably along the same sort of palette, like those duskier, earthier colours.
Yeah.
And definitely going to be including that teal that I've been knitting in because it's knit up beautiful. And I've got a gorgeous cherry red. I know, it was a fluke. I don't know whether I'll be able to repeat it. We'll see. So yes, that will be coming soon,
Fun.
next month.
Oh well. Go and sign up to Susan's Instagram to stay on top of that.
Pop in and sign up on the website too.
Yep. But I'm hoping that the next 2 weeks are going to be a lot quieter than the last 2 weeks. As I said, we've had a bit of a hairy time with one thing and another. The only upside to it all was that Mill came up, and I haven't seen Mill actually in the flesh for nearly 2 years.
Wow. Same for my mum and dad.
It's crazy.
It's gone
absolutely nuts. So it was really nice to see Mill. We had a wonderful time together as we always do, and it's her birthday next month, so that'll be nice. Hopefully it won't be so long till we see her again, but other than that, as I said, I'm hoping it's going to be a nice quiet 2 weeks. I've got a couple of little tiny things to finish up for the Advents, and then they'll be done. And I've got my Whipsome projects to get on with.
Nice.
So I'm happy to do those, and hopefully at some stage we'll be organising another coffee get together. So
Yeah, I'm out next week. I've got dental
out
surgery.
I'm out next week. My car's going in for repairs. So got to have that panel beating done.
Yes.
So that'll be fixed. But so we're out next week, maybe the following week.
Yeah.
But if you're in the Caboolture, Morayfield,
North Brisbane, basically.
Yeah, North Brisbane area, and you'd like to join us.
Because even Sunshine's only half an hour from
Half an hour,
Sunshine
yeah.
down to where we meet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just drop a line and I'll send you the details. A few people have made contact with me now, so our group's
It's growing.
growing. Yes.
Which is fantastic.
I think we've got
Six or seven regulars.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, yeah, very nice to see everybody.
We don't do a lot of knitting. We do a lot of talking.
We all bring our knitting, but
Yeah,
we don't actually
show and tell.
do it. Yeah. All the bits and pieces. So, yep. So, DM me and I will give you the details if you'd like to join us. And why wouldn't you?
That's right.
Just saying.
Just
saying.
We have a lot of fun and eat a lot of cake. You know?
Yes, we have guilt-free eating. No judgment. If you want 2 bits of cake, we're all on board with that. So,
A lot of laughs.
coffee, cake, laughing, show and tell.
Bit of knitting.
In fact, it gets so hilarious sometimes people come over and wonder what's going on.
They do.
They come over, what are you ladies doing? What's going on here? Why are you having so much fun? So, yeah, come and join our group. But other than that, I hope you're all doing well. I hope you're all enjoying all your crafty bits and pieces. I hope you're all buying lots of yarn, especially from Australian dyers, unlike me. And I hope...
Shame. But, I mean, I can't stop looking at it. I keep looking over and going,
gorgeous.
It's just beautiful.
But I hope you're all safe and well, especially with the recent outbreaks that we've been having. So look after yourselves, and I'm sure Susan will be back at some stage.
Yeah.
When you finish that jumper, Susan.
So we'll call it 6 months.
Susan will be back at some stage, but for the rest of us, I will see you guys in 2 weeks. Bye.
Bye.